This tutorial is going to show you how to do the brick stitch. The brick stitch is called the brick stitch because if you look at the way it looks, it kind of looks like laid bricks. It's also known as the long and short stitch because at the beginning and at the end of using this stitch, you'll have to use a long stitch and a short stitch. So to start this stitch, you're going to begin at the edge of your design. So I've got this square here I'm going to be filling in, and you'll pull your needle all the way through. You're going to start by creating a long stitch. So I'm going to go about this far up and pull it through. Then you're going to create a short stitch right next to it. So you come back down to the bottom and do a short stitch. Your short stitch should be half the length of your long stitch. So it goes halfway up. Then I'll do another long stitch right next to my short stitch. And then I'll do another short stitch. And I'm just gonna switch off between short stitches and long stitches for this first row of stitches. Once you've gone all the way across with your long and short stitches, you're going to go back to where you started, and you're going to now use the length of your long stitch. You're going to start right where the end of that first stitch ended, right there, and you're going to stitch one stitch forward. This stitch forward is going to be the same length as that first stitch that you did. Your next stitch is going to start down where the short stitch ended, but this time it's not going to be a short stitch, it's going to be the same length as your long stitch. So it's going to end up meeting right where the middle of your long stitch is. So all your stitches will be the same length at this point, but it creates a stagger because of the short stitches you did at the beginning. So now I'm rotating, but they're staggered because of those short stitches. So I'm going to the top of my design, but there's still this little space up here where a short stitch could fit, and we'll be doing the short stitch again at the end. You can do as many of these rows as you need to fill your space. So if my square was taller, like a rectangle, then I could keep doing these longer stitches until I reach the top of my design. So now that I've finished that row, I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to do short stitches to just fill in that empty space. And that is how you do the brick stitch.